Good afternoon. Thanks very much for your time. I really appreciate this opportunity to present. My name is Ben Zimmer. I'm from at Octopus. And you kind of can't take the professor out of the presenter, so if you bear with me for a moment, I'm going to do a little exercise here. Please raise your hand if as part of your educational career you had to take a lab. I see a lot of hands. Leave your hand up if as part of your career now you're still involved in a course that has a lab. Okay, so there's a few. Fantastic. I think it's important to articulate for those of us who haven't been heavily involved in STEM education, science, technology, engineering, and math, that there's two aspects to learning in STEM. There's the theoretical aspect, which is primarily fed via lectures, assignments, and quizzes, and then there's the practical aspect, which is primarily about the lab. I'm going to stick my neck out and say that within this room, there are tons of fantastic solutions to the theoretical aspect, to the lecture piece. However, there's a tremendous amount of investment that's being done today to equip the labs of today, as well as the learning technology that's going on. We identify the STEM lab as being a critical aspect of education. We know that lab delivery is challenging. We know that because of labs, the way that you have to administer them, the logistical and the funding challenges to equip that lab, to set up staff and have the logistics of students following through all the time, there are significant challenges. So we got out there with an idea. We validated, after getting an initial amount of funding, a technology that we had built out. We walked the floor, we talked to dozens of profs, chairs, and deans. And we said, tell us about your challenges with lab-based education. And we heard a lot of really amazing quotes. These are three of my favorite. The scary thing for me is the students who go through the whole lab and don't ask any questions. I'm seeing some nodding. Once they get frustrated, they're toast. The rest of the lab is wasted. I need a mechanism in place where I can see what they've actually worked on in the lab. If I have that information, now I can be a real teacher. Now, perhaps it's because of the 5 years I spent as an instructor in higher ed and STEM courses, but this really resonated with me. And what we realized was there is a big problem in the way labs are delivered today. There is a big market, and as a result, a very big opportunity if we're able to improve the delivery of lab-based learning. What was fantastic is we made this realization in the middle of our market validation. We were able to pivot and continue to pound the pavement, continue to talk to dozens of educators, and validate our idea. So what is it? What am I standing here talking about? I'm actually very proud. Educause is our announcement of this product to the world. This is our unveiling. The Lab MS is our product. It is a bolt-on solution that lives between the learning technology investment that's been made to date and the investment in the lab technology to date. The goal is to make these investments work together incredibly well so that both the student and the institution get the most of this lab-based learning. So we've been initially very successful. We've landed a $300,000 grant from the National Research Council of Canada. We've got a $275,000 working capital loan from the Business Development Bank of Canada, and already we've got 2 patents filed. So what is it? The LabMS suite is 4 products. It's a student experience, an authoring tool, an analytics tool, and an app store, a marketplace for labs. I wish I had the time to go in great detail, but I'm going to give a quick summary. The student app is a connected solution. It's mobile and web-based. So when the student goes into the lab, they bring their own device, and they're able to get instruction on that device. Step-by-step lab instruction. And intermixed with that step-by-step instruction is inline assessment. A couple questions here or there. Enter your observation period. They're also able to get that just-in-time support they need to be successful when they get stuck, without having to raise their hand and wait for it to get. Plus, reporting tools. Students need to be able to generate lab reports at the end of their lab process. The next piece is the Ink product. It's an authoring tool. We understand profs are busy. They're challenged to find the time to use the technology that they're already dependent on working with. So we need to make sure that in under 30 minutes, a prof can take an existing lab experience and convert it for use in the lab MS. The analytics tool. I mentioned everything the student does is tracked and logged in real time. So that gives us tremendous capability from an analytical point of view. A real-time dashboard so that a prof or a TA can walk into a lab and see, all right, I've got 30 students. I've got 5 groups of 6. What are they doing? Green, 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 red. Why is group 4 red? I see they've been on step 6 for 9 minutes. I better go intervene. So that real-time capability as well as the analytics to be able to dig into what the student actually did on a student-by-student basis, on a group-by-group basis, or of course the course-wide aggregate statistics that they will ultimately need. The App Store is the final piece. We need to make sure the community feeds itself with great lab content. We are a platform. We are content agnostic. We want to make sure that they can download, purchase, share, and sell fantastic lab content. So, as I mentioned, we were pounding the pavement talking to people. But the market is significant. 35 to 40% of all higher ed students have to take a lab every single year. STEM, as we know, is a major focus area for growth. Our sales model, software as a service, recurring revenue. Our initial approach is a direct sales approach because we know we have the passion and the understanding of the space to be able to execute. So who am I? Who is this guy? What is this Infinite Octopus company? It's a startup that's been bootstrapped by a company called Enable Education, which I founded more than 8 years ago. We have a significant group of fantastic clients, including Lego Education, First Robotics, National Instruments, and others. We've been creating class-leading content for more than 8 years. We understand their challenges in delivering that content and bringing it to the students. Put us in a unique position to be able to visualize and execute on this challenge. Our team, again, the benefit of being a bootstrap from an existing company, we have already a great leadership team, capability, pedagogical experience internally. We know in North America we need to do a better job at STEM. Everyone's saying it, everyone knows it. We feel that at Infinite Octopus, we've built a technology that can help make that happen. I would love to talk with any of you more. We're out there in Startup Valley along with everyone else.